first item that we have is the village landscaping. I think Johnson found an update that he met with them. I saw them out here on today's Thursday, yesterday, starting to do the cleanup. We have 2 resident concerns. One is to add another tree to the list. I'll send that over to John. That's over on Van Brunt Manor. And then we had 2 residents that were asking about what the landscaping entails for Van Brunt Manor Road. So you don't have the contract, right, Joe? Do they do the, they were asking about the leaves that were on the side of the road?
No.
Okay.
They don't do that.
Okay.
Then first of all, they would do it on, then would be the trimming on the Shore Road side and on the Triangle side and the Harbor side. They'd run one lower blade.
What about-
One width.
What about down by Van Brunt Manor Beach where you come on that turn?
They usually run one more width.
Okay.
Actually, they don't do anything on that turn because there's no grass there at all.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that.
I'll take a quick look at that contract, but I believe that's what they did. If there's grass on the side of the road, they go one more width. What's 30 inches?
Okay. Anyone have any questions on that?
When did they start working? They're working?
Yeah, they already started.
Okay.
Yeah, they did the first cut yesterday, which is
Then I saw them cleaning out.
Wednesday, and on Saturday, he's gonna go through the village to see if anything was overlooked. If anyone sees something delicate, please let me know, I'll pass it on to the foreman.
Okay. That's all you know.
Send me an email.
Okay. Community doc, one thing is that I wanted to see, Bill, if you could get in touch with the Suffolk County Water Authority about a backflow.
Backflow for them?
Yep. Cindy might be able to help you, I think she might have already started. It would be for the dock, for the water down there.
Okay.
Okay, and it has to be 3/4 inches.
Mhm.
Okay. And right now, so we have the bids coming for the dock,
Yeah.
you know, okay. So we're working with Gold Coast Bank and the bond company to see what our, oh, you know, right?
Yeah.
Pull up a chair. Oh,
Good
you're
job.
still here. All right, so you know, we'll go back to number 1, so we can talk about the landscaping. Email you.
Thanks, man.
Okay, so we had, one touch press.
Yeah, it's fine, I was just rushed. Yeah. Oh, the landscaping?
Yeah, so we had, one more tree added, that was on, Bayberry. Okay.
For the tree list?
For the tree list, yeah.
Okay.
And we also had a question about Van Brunt Manor Road, over where the beach area is. You know how if you're coming out of the village and the beach is on your right-hand side?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're coming around that turn, there's leaves all on there.
Okay.
They wanted to know who's responsible for that.
Okay, so there was one more tree added to the tree list?
Mm-hmm.
And...
It's across, I don't know Sandy's number, but it's across.
You know what, that actually came up, as far as, you said along Van Brunt Manor, right? Going up towards...
Going out of the village, so if you're coming down and the beach is on your right-hand side.
Right, along there?
Mhm.
Is that village property, or is that...
I don't, that's what they're asking.
Oh, it's on the contract. All right, I'll go over it again, and
Okay.
I'll speak to Ken this week to see, you know, he said we'll do the first cut, and if there's anything to be questioned, just send it back to me.
Okay, I saw they already started cleaning up Trustee's Park.
Okay?
They did that yesterday with the cut.
Okay.
Okay,
If
so,
there's anything else in the village that he said just relate to me, he says if there's anything else, you know, I brought up around down by the triangle, you know, because going out of the village, there's a lot of grass on the side, it really comes in heavy, and I said, Mike, that's really our responsibility, Mike always took care of it, so if you could follow through with that, he says, no problem, he says, I'll do whatever Mike did. And then, you know, he said just go through everything and just let me know if there's anything else, and he'll send the guy back just to tighten everything up,
okay.
all right?
Number 2, so we were just talking about the dock update. We have the bids for tonight, and then we also spoke to Gold Coast Bank. Ron's got the application to fill out. We've given them everything else that they've asked for so far. And we'll be going, the bond company will be redoing the bond amount. And we'll, you know, we'll do that at the next meeting, so I'll keep you in the loop in that.
All the financial information as far as like the interest rate and everything else will be included with all that?
When the bonds come out, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so,
So as of right now, nobody's reporting on what it's gonna be, or if they give
well,
out-
it depends what we pick. We'll have different options. We'll have
Okay.
5 years, 7 years, 10 years, and there'll be different rates that are based on that.
Okay.
Okay. And we also have to see what we can put down, what we won't put down, what's
That's what
left,
she wants, the
so,
back.
okay. Update on National Grid,
Do it.
we've gotten about 18 applications so far.
I'm sending mine this week.
Okay, good. I've been sending them to Valerie weekly.
Excuse me, Dee.
Yeah.
I was just talking to Joe about the backflow preventer.
Mhm.
I guess there's already one hooked up to that hydrant
We have
for the
to make,
sprinkler system?
yeah, but we have
We
to make
just
sure
have-
it's 3/4 inch. Is it 3/4 inch, all right?
I don't know what it was.
Okay. Chip just sent me an email saying to make sure that this was right. So
Be the
if you want to
same-
just check it, maybe it's
Yeah.
already there.
It's the
Yeah.
same size as the one that's on Walnut, as the backflow preventer.
I don't know what the size is, I don't
I don't
know.
know what it is. yeah.
Well, if it's from
One
Suffolk
would-
County, it's gotta be 3/4 inch.
Oh, it does? Okay.
If we got it from Suffolk
Mhm.
County, it meets
No,
whatever
it is
spec they.
something.
We put our own in?
Ourselves.
You didn't get a permit or anything?
Backflow preventer?
Yeah, so different,
It's on the, it's not on the hydrant, it's on the
okay.
water line that feeds the sprinkler system. That's
Okay.
in the pit, just inside that gate fence,
Okay.
with the fence that runs around folks' house. Right inside there's a pit, and then we've got backflow preventers in that pit.
Okay. That
So
same line
that's-
feeds the
that's-
hydrant.
Yeah, the hydrant's further up, yeah. Hydrant's up on the corner, around the corner.
I don't know if Chip looked at it and saw it wasn't right, or if he's just getting ahead of the, and making
Right,
sure
to
that we
make
know
sure,
that
yeah.
it's there. Because
Okay.
he's not sure that how long it would take for them to get that out there, it had to be done. So if you go out there and it's done, that's great, okay? But I don't know, so. Okay, so National Grid, we started getting applications, and we would need 42 for this entire area to be free. But there's different residents that have asked what it would be just to get to their house, how much it would be, how many people. So, you know, it has to come down Washington, and then it would have to come down one or two of the side streets. So we just gotta keep pushing it, and once we get to the right number, or the person wants gas and wants to pay for it, it's gonna start, you know. But this is not gonna start like even getting them all the applications, then they have to go send everyone a contract, and it's gonna be a few months
So
before it
if
actually gets
they
in.
want, they want gas, but say like.
Let's say you want
me to
gas
put
to
in?
your, say you
Right.
want gas to your house, but we don't have 41 people.
Okay.
They could give you a price, say $5,000 to run it to your house, but if you get
Okay.
3 people, it's gonna be free.
No, I
Okay.
got you, yeah, what I'm
So
saying
that's
is,
what
so
they're
you can
doing.
really just say, I already sell propane in my house, but until everything's switched over, you can have it brought to the house, brought to the street, and then, of course, you have to have a plumber brought up to the rest of the.
Mhm.
Okay, so, once it's put in there, okay, I have it, I'm on that, just so you, somebody else, I can explain to them, you can have it brought to the house, you don't have to switch over on that right away, but you're signing up for it.
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
You okay? For heat?
No oil,
Okay.
and wood. Yeah, I just use propane for my
Stove.
stove and my dryer,
Yeah.
because electric is too expensive.
Yeah, so if you get the application in, I could pick them
Okay.
up from Joe and Cindy like every Friday and emailing them into us. So, okay, pothole repairs, we have the list from code. If there's anyone else, Frank, you could add it on there.
Yep.
Okay, and then Mike and I are gonna meet this weekend to look at different options for curbing for Maple, New, Chestnut, like that whole water flow. So we're gonna see what can be done up there. So if anyone has anything,
As far as Washington too, was that one, the cow hit it, that as well? With
We're all the way
with-
up high.
yeah,
Yeah,
25 days.
with
Yeah.
pictures of it, okay.
those are the, I'm gonna call them berms. But what we're doing Saturday is just reviewing the pothole repairs and then gonna go through and make sure we got everything, so.
Okay.
You know what, I can even send out the final list that we have, so that if anyone wants to add anything, they can.
Okay.
Okay, well, that brings us to the next thing, the damage from the snow removal company. So, Joe, I don't know if this year we had tremendous amount of damage from them, which we've never had before. I mean, almost every single berm, a lot of Belgian block were taken out. I mean, I don't know if we should put a claim into their insurance company, if
Well,
we
definitely
should,
get
if we should write them a letter and see what they want to do.
What I would recommend, I recommend you do is not take a lot of time, but to get an itemized list. Just
Okay.
get a survey with an itemized list of what was done. And then I would tell them, I would send a letter to them notifying them of this, do this as possible. And ask them for either to pay us or to give us the number of their insurance company, their insurance carrier.
Okay,
But we should actually have it.
we do.
Yeah,
Have
we
insurance.
could probably send it to them and copy the insurance company. I could do the letter, but I would, try to get to figure out what the damage is,
Okay.
and then we'll send the letter.
I mean, does everyone agree? I don't know. if
Yeah,
you can-
let's
I've
get
been
that, we
walking
should
around,
definitely
I've been
have
walking
that
around the
list
village, it's
created
like,
and sent to them.
Yeah.
What's the worst that happens, you know?
But I would do it really quick.
Well, in the past, did the village repair them? Did
we
they-
did, cause it was really minor stuff and, you know,
I
but
think
this
the
year I
last two,
feel was
the
really
last two,
bad.
we really got clocked, I feel like.
I mean, plus the stuff's getting older, and, I mean, I went around just trying to, just keeping a list of it too, just at least to compare what, you know, what I saw. I mean, stuff is getting older, but, you know, it's, I don't know, they didn't have a problem with it, now they're gonna be,
They
you
might.
know, I'm just saying, they did it before in the past, it means it doesn't happen every single time, I mean, how many more times are you gonna repair it until it's, you know.
Well, maybe they'll stop hitting you.
Oh, I mean, I'm sorry,
Yeah.
I thought you were the residents, I apologize, you deal with the company itself,
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking about something,
Maybe they won't be like 8,500,
Is
they're coming
there
down
any way we
Washington.
can maybe encourage residents to get, there's small little fiberglass poles, I mean, they're not, I priced them, they come out to like $1.50.
Invisibility.
Yeah, exactly, if they put them along their property, or, I mean, can the village do something about that?
So we have some that
I don't know
we
if they
use.
don't want them in front of the yard all year, you know, the winter, but if that's,
I push my car out further, it doesn't box down, because they
Yeah, I
hit
mean-
my box twice.
I don't know, I mean, mine got hit too, and, but I'm just saying, is that something maybe in the future for next winter to avoid?
Could maybe put a notice out saying, here are some ways to avoid damage.
Or maybe the
I
place.
don't think we can compel anyone to do it.
Well,
Okay.
maybe they'll say, listen, how much money are they spending fixing this? Maybe they'll pay for it and just give them up to the people with bells and blocks. Is that a possibility? We can talk to them about.
To the plow
To
company?
the plow company, I mean, like, they're paying money either way. It's either, I mean, who knows, this guy's out of plow, I mean, you either gotta cover up and just go in there and just get the street done. I mean, I know what his experience is. Just saying, as a suggestion, we could put towards them, listen, can you supply the markers? So this doesn't happen every year. I don't know, just a
Yeah.
suggestion. I mean, I see it a lot in other places, and,
We had purchased 100 of those things some years back
yeah.
and code put them in.
Did it
On
work?
all the corners. Worked, but
They disappear.
they disappeared.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's be.
And it depends where they're hitting. I mean, that spot on Washington they hit, that's a straight road. I mean, it's and that was like a ping, ping, ping. It kept going down a line. I don't know. I think if they get noticed that they're going to be liable for this stuff, if that's something that's possible, I think that's the greatest way for them to be safer.
Yeah, you know, I mean, I plowed in the winter when I have to film for somebody, you know, reading a parking lot, and just, you know, it's just sometimes you have a good idea what's down there, and so next thing you know, the whole plow's jumping up.
I want to review the contract with
Yeah.
them and see what the liability issues
Yeah,
are.
I think it's worth looking at.
Yeah.
Okay, trustees park, village hall, so we got all the pictures of the faucets and everything.
Okay.
Okay, let me actually click on this thing to show it.
I was trying to find the same exact faucet, but it was just, some of these are expensive. I mean, that's a concrete
Oh,
one.
yeah.
I mean, that's, you know, that's a painted steel, like that was the closest I could come to
Yeah,
it,
that
but that's a
was-
lot of money, you know? Also, can you do the plumbing where you get the spigots out for the hoses?
So when you sent these pictures, these are the
This is
replacement
actually,
ones.
you know, the thing is, we have to get inside to see where, you said there's water leaking out.
Mhm.
I went up there last fall and the spigot, that's why I said you just go to Ace Hardware and get that spigot, but if it's come from the inside, then I flipped that panel, that access panel, and I was looking at the drain, and it's just a plastic hose that comes down, but it's not going anywhere, so if you're drinking water out, it goes down the basin, so there's water coming out, so you would think that it's leaking, but it's not, but I mean, I'll look at it, I was trying to see if it was, but this is just the same button that would go right on the outside. If this is leaking, that can be replaced, that's cheap.
Mhm.
But the only place it'd be leaking from is where this comes out and goes to where the spigot, where it squirts water in your mouth, is this area. So, you know, like I said, I tried to duplicate what I could find for that, but the whole thing to replace is really, I think it's really a waste of money.
Even this book, this is like $230.
Exactly, that's a lot of money. So really, I can't see, well, this, you know, now the button that's down here is up here, so trying to find the same thing, how long's that been in there? Joe, what would you say that's been in there?
50 years.
Yeah, so if there's something broke mechanically, it's gonna be that button, but it's gotta be within plumbing, to sit there and go out and replace that whole thing for $1,500 or $2,000.
Were you able to open it up?
There's a little panel, yeah, there's just two lines going up and then it
Yeah.
just branches off to the spigots.
The access.
But then I saw this plastic tube coming down, I said, what, this is, I'm looking up and it's, all right, this is the drain. So it's just banging around there, and when you stand there, the water's tripping out on the
Right, so it's not
the
draining
sidewalk, so
anything.
it's just down there, that's it, it's going to nowhere.
Okay, so you wanna see what we can do.
I'd just like to
to-
spend more time looking, the water wasn't on, a leak turned on, and, you know, I last fall, I just tested, I said, there's really nothing wrong with it. The spigot's a leak a little bit, maybe it's a washer, but to sit there and replace the whole unit is just.
What's the, is it metal? that's
Yeah.
in? Do you think we could paint the metal, just so it looks
Sure.
a little nicer?
Absolutely. Sandy, it's not even that, yeah, you can repair, of course you could. But the base is stainless steel, with the the portion to drink out of is stainless steel, so. Just maybe, you know, if I can look at it during the week, you know, since the water's on now, I'll find out what's coming out from. But just, I'm looking at it, I'm like, this water's going nowhere, it's just dripping on the floor. So.
Okay, why don't you just email us after you do that?
Yeah, that's fine. I'll let you know.
Okay, you said the swing sets were fine?
Yeah, they were all stable. There was, you know, I checked all the wood where kids would be able to touch it, see the splinters or where they get hurt. The plastic thing, that was all that was epoxied over, so there was really no, you know,
I know.
that was fixed. And then, you know, the structure of the, you know, where the swings connected and everything's like in shape. And the fiber fill, you know, I walked around all the grounds where the fiber fill was, and there's plenty of stuff. I don't see any reason to buy more of it. It's spongy when you're walking on it, so I mean, if it was to fall on it,
Yeah, I
it
think
wouldn't
we
be
did
like
like
falling on the
55
ground.
yards last year, so, all right, and then this brings us back to plot 13. Remember
Yeah.
last year, do we want, what are we gonna do with that?
Chris,
want
you
to-
talked about doing something, we never, you know. we
That's
wanted-
that big
Yeah, right,
odd-shaped
at the foot
one.
end of the,
We now, I think we still have empty plots that are in the actual
So
community
we're,
center.
we're sure no one's using that plot or claiming use to it?
No.
Is that off limits
it
now?
was just plantings, wasn't it? I mean, there was no one.
It
I
was
know, but at
just
some
these.
point, I think a resident had gone in there and started
I think Andrew's
working with it,
What happened is,
so I didn't
There were
wanna
no plots.
jump in on anybody.
right, there were no plots left,
Okay.
so they took that one,
Right.
someone took theirs,
Okay.
okay? But we had David last year build 3 more
Mhm.
extra ones.
Okay, so I
So
think
from
we're
what I
still
can
open on
tell,
plots, right?
walking back and forth, there's still open plots.
Yeah, I think there are two, I was asking Cindy about it, so I was thinking about taking them instead of leaving a barren, like some rows of corn or something.
Mhm.
But, yeah, I can start digging that out. There's a bunch of weeds in there, there's an old azalea tree, I think there's a bush, and there's a,
The ragweed's come up, that's just if we.
yeah,
do, we gotta do it now.
I'll start pulling that out.
I have weed blocker, I have tons of weed blocker if you want.
Yeah,
Bring
well, I don't wanna
it
lay that down
up.
if we're gonna plant something, I'd
Okay,
rather start
yeah.
killing it, but
Just-
maybe I'll use that, and put some plants that'll just, like some flowering bushes in there, that
Okay.
keep them back. I don't know, if we have the hydrangeas already along the fence there, I have a bunch of.
We talked about
hydrangeas.
last fall, so, you know, we need to tear it out and do some.
Yeah, I got a bunch of hydrangea in my yard that I can just
Okay,
cut
I
it
just
out.
didn't know you wanted to do it.
And if you don't want to do it, then we could just, have the landscaper said he would just take it out and put grass seed and make the grass.
Yeah, I think there's already some, it'd be cool to make that
Okay.
a spot for some shrubs, some flowering. So I'll take care of that. I just didn't wanna cross cut anyone's toes.
I just thought it was a planting bed, I didn't know there was actually a garden box in the building, I just thought.
I think for a while it was really just shrubs.
Yeah.
It
then
was,
it got-
and then got
yeah.
weeded, there
And
was
then it got
weeds and.
overrun.
Okay, and then you looked back there at Village Road, you don't think we need a dumpster?
No, it's just, you know, there's some fences back there, I guess I didn't know what exactly, there's some
I
old
didn't know what was
signposts.
back there, so,
What's that?
I didn't know what was back there.
Yeah, there's some fences up against the back of code enforcement offices, then there's just the pieces of the broken berms that were picked up. Then there's, well, the 2 boats, but somebody told me those belong to somebody, I don't know if those are going out, but they're
Okay.
supposed to take care of that. And then you have the old signposts, the PVC signposts, I don't know if you wanna hold on to those or not.
Well, we have residents that have asked about purchasing them because they want the old signs, those street signs. So, I mean, if you do an auction or something and get rid of them, right? Rather than just throw them out,
Sure.
or throw them on Bellmead Road.
I don't think a dumpster's worth it, it's just, that's just, they wouldn't be filled. I mean, as far as the fence is concerned, I can just take those and cut them up, I can use that wood.
Just for an auction.
I don't know if you wanna get rid of those fence
You can't.
sections though.
No, well, let me make sure that the handyman doesn't want.
Oh, yeah, that's fine, like I said, if that was, that's why I was asking you what was gonna be in the garbage and what wasn't, that's,
Okay.
you know, I didn't know, you know.
For the signs, you have to declare surplus property, you know, it's not used, not needed by the village, and then authorize the auctioning. And you can't have people coming, even if it's stuff that you wanna throw out, you can't have people coming to the village and just taking stuff, you have to decide, you know, you have to vote that if there's wood around or something like that, it can't just go away because somebody needs it, you know, you have to vote on whatever's gonna happen,
All right, so I can do that for June then,
yes.
okay.
We have these, there's two trees right over here that I think are, at least one of them, at the entrance to Trustees Park, right on, there's those two really
Mhm.
tall. One of them is not flat, not,
Yeah, that's on the list to be taken.
that's on the list.
Yeah.
And then what about that, there's the one to the corner of the lot it's had its whole top loft off.
It's a
and
locust,
just
I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
is
that was
that's
on the list,
okay,
too.
I was just curious.
Okay, anything else for that?
Yeah, Jeff got 7 or 8 trees from that Brookhaven Town thing.
Oh, that's great.
And they're in that corner,
Good.
by the gate, by the fence,
Oh,
excuse me.
somebody can use some of those, send it back then, next week. Okay.
We planted them over there, so.
Walnut Beach, Bill, you wanna talk about the meeting we had with Nelson Public Waste?
Yeah, so we had a meeting a couple weeks ago,
Yeah.
just to discuss some of the options that can be done down at the beach as far as replenishment. Is there any way to slow down what's happening? And it was pretty much deemed that if you looked at the beach 20, 30 years ago, you could see the change that it's undertaken over that course of time. And it's just going to continue to do so as the storms get a little more aggressive, and the flow starts to change. I mean, it just happens. The shoreline disappears, it appears somewhere else, and so forth. So we talked about things like replenishment, and I guess the village had done that in prior years and actually got a permit from the DEC, which I think, did Cindy dig it up?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think we're gonna go that route to see what it would take to get permitted again by DEC. They have to approve the source where the sand comes from. You just can't go hire somebody and say, bring the sand and dump it. And I forget who, did somebody say that they knew where the sand came from at one time?
We thought it was the town of Brookhaven, but
Okay.
we didn't know, and then I know they were talking about ideas of dredging and stuff like that, so.
Yeah. So we missed the last dredge of Porpoise Channel in Stony Brook, 'cause that happened just, I think, weeks before the
Right.
meeting.
Mhm.
So I guess the step is to revisit the permitting, find
Yeah,
out
I'd be
which
curious
the
what
cost.
DEC says. When I was talking to landscape design people, they seem to indicate that it's pretty rare these days to get those permits for just dumping sand on beach. So I'll be curious, it'd be great if they did. I'm just worried about it being something that I think what happened in the past is they put the sand down, it became just a never-ending cycle of
Yeah,
dumping
it's not a
sand.
fix.
Mhm.
The
Yeah.
sand was done as a replenishment
Right.
for the summer months.
Do we have a plan, like as a village, is it something where we want to actually think about strategies to legitimately stop the beach and building it out? Like, is that a
Good
plan
question.
for the future?
So there is no way to legitimately stop it because of other vegetation that's going on down there. So if you know where the boat ramp is,
Mhm.
right? And you have the growth that comes up every other.
It's the eelgrass.
Yeah,
Mhm.
the grass, so you can't touch that. You can't.
Can it be
sand-
planted?
Can't sand over it, so you're
Right.
pretty much not touching that. So if you look at what you could use, it's that, kind of that small area up until that point, and right where when you come down to Walnut and enter the beach,
Mm.
that's that small area. We talked about putting the obstructions in the water, but they really don't work. Jetty system won't work.
Well, I mean, who's telling us that these things can't be done?
That's the Public Waste was telling
Yeah.
us.
Yeah.
But what they were saying, because we had a permit prior with the DEC,
Yeah.
that could be a lead for us
Could be
to
a way
get
in.
another one, like,
Right.
because they already had given us one in the past. So that's why I said he had pulled out all the paperwork, and they were looking into that.
The last application we found with DEC to put a jetty down in California Park alongside the existing ramp, they would have given it to us, except for the fact that we had to build a jetty in such a fashion that at high tide, it would be completely underwater. That was their
Huge.
condition.
Did they say, like, could you plant that eelgrass? I mean, if you can get that, I remember, you can, I'm just saying, would they allow you to do something like that? Because every year, I mean, they used to form like a small little lagoon sometimes, but you could see how that really held a lot of the beach in, and
Yeah.
with that there, it really, the beach moves every year. I mean, that whole area right there always
Mhm.
moves. And I just remember that just being a whole, God, I don't know how many square feet, but it was a good amount of seagrass. And that always held on until we had like a really good storm. I think probably was after Hurricane Sandy.
Yeah.
That got wiped out, and then
Yeah, it's
the
definitely coming
eelgrass
back.
was gone. But that really,
In that section right down the
Yeah,
stairwell,
yeah,
that's all coming back again.
that prevented a lot. That whole beach literally disappeared when all that eelgrass was gone.
I mean, it's a nice, we got a good scalloping now, it's just a scallop shape from the stairway to the end of Walnut.
Yeah. Back by the stairway, they said that's not even something to look at.
Yeah.
But they were looking at some of the vegetation and plant life that's in that marsh area, that swale or whatever you want to
Yeah,
call
yeah.
it.
Third pond,
That-
second pond.
And to
Right.
see what can be done there, if anything, to utilize that area.
I mean, that seems to be accessing the water table right there, right? It's probably,
Well, it's, runoff is going in there, right? So the first step to do something with the beach aesthetically to make it more user-friendly,
Mhm.
and buildable, would be, can we get permit?
right.
And can we get sand put on there? Not the permanent fix, but a fix that may last a couple seasons.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Because something has to be done, because
Yeah.
it's pretty much the.
I'd love to see a long-term plan developed if we could start thinking about getting someone to come in and assess it and see like, what is the future of the beach?
I think that they want to work with us to come up with a long-term plan and then see what grants are available to start doing that. But we're not at that step yet. The
Yeah.
first step is just like they're seeing some kind of immediate
Right.
thing to clean up the beach. And we also talked, this year, we wanted to order picnic tables
Yeah,
and
get
stuff, right?
replenish the
Okay.
tables, a couple chairs and things like that. But grants are the big thing right now, and how they could apply existing grants, kind of stretch those out to cover what we need down at the beach.
Right.
So,
Do they have grant writers too? Do they do that? or-
Yeah.
they
They
would-
do?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So
Alright,
is there,
go Sam.
nobody objects to getting, I only think it won't be that much, you get some picnic tables, because those have to be.
Those are waterlogged.
They have to be thrown
They're
out,
shot.
they're
Yeah.
like complete mess.
They're gone.
Mhm.
One thing too we talked about after that meeting was how do we handle the seaweed on the beach?
Mhm.
Because it's, everybody come down on the weekend, it just accumulates, and you take your metal rake down with you, and you clean your area, and now you can plop your umbrella and your clothes and you've got your. So one suggestion from a year ago was a rake for the back of a quad.
Right.
And Marian's got a quad, she's more than happy to donate it. And if we rake Friday, Saturday, Sunday, at least we've got the clean area.
The
There you
spoils
go,
of that
there.
ring
So
go.
this, now you can open up a can that is ongoing. Do you rake it down one end versus the other? Do you put it in that marsh area? And like we do now, Bill, right? When we
Mhm.
rake, right, we find an area that's away from public usage. And I think that was pretty good, right? We put it up over in there, or sometimes we just.
Fill it in.
Yeah, the state parks just take they have their massive trucks with the
Yeah.
beach rakes and they just take it to right in the dunes.
Right,
Mm.
so, I mean, we could figure that out with that stifling.
Yeah, and we got a price for the rake already, didn't we?
It's under $500.
Okay.
For one that's, heavy duty. You can buy light, cheap ones that kind of bounce along our rocky shore and don't, because once you start raking, you gotta rake, because it'll build up fast and move, so. I think under 500 we can get that. And I gotta talk to Mary Ann again about her quantity.
Okay.
She had no problem at the time.
Okay, good. And so we've talked to LIPA, we've talked to Verizon about moving the pole. We just keep getting, they're afraid it's going up to, Singlewood Lane, we tried to explain to them it's going nowhere, so it's just constantly trying to do it. It's-
Which direction do you guys wanna move it, to the north or south of the beach?
Well, you're gonna wanna move it to the,
Towards the, is that Ver's property?
towards the west.
That's, because that beach, that whole parking area, that's private property, so like where, would it be along the high tide mark? So I don't know if people, is that kind of
I thought they were
problem?
talking about moving it into the marshy area.
Into
Yeah.
the marsh area?
Yeah.
Oh,
There's
I'm
just-
sorry,
there's
so
one there
moving
now.
north, right?
There's one
South.
there now in the middle.
Yeah.
Connects
Yeah,
to-
so you're gonna,
Or
okay.
that
Yeah,
goes
I
that
got
way.
Yeah, they could pull the middle there.
Yeah.
Why that just supplies the beach houses?
No, well, the one going in the other direction where the marsh is,
Right.
that supposedly is.
It used
yeah.
to apply to 23, Singing White Pine, and then when they did underground, he abandoned that and went
So
underground.
it's
So
almost like,
nothing going
can they
on.
even take it out, just get rid of it, or just?
Well,
Then
we
you
keep
have
trying to
another-
get the.
I
other
got you,
Yeah.
they probably wanna walk, they don't wanna go near it, they don't wanna touch it,
Yeah.
yeah.
You gotta tell them that there's an issue with it, it's leaning,
Mhm.
doesn't look safe, we're in fear of our residents' safety.
People get electrocuted if
Yeah.
the water's too high. So, all right, so I'm gonna have this. Okay, so the next one about the car covers is from the building department. We have a resident who wants to put a canvas garage, what do I call it? I don't know, over his car. And the other resident who doesn't want him to put it over his car. I don't think there's anything in the code whether he can do it or not do it.
Well, it's
So-
state code.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't have to be in our code, it's state code.
So we have to, the building department has to sign a decision, but they didn't know if the board had to talk, if we had to talk about it.
Even if it was, is that one of those just something like you could buy, you know, Harbor Freight has one for like $200 and it's literally
Yeah.
like, it's like that.
Right.
No, and that, I think, you know, we talked about it and is it gonna be up all year round or is it gonna be up 3 months? I mean, like, you know what it's like.
It's gonna
on the
go
street.
up. The temporary ones will be up forever,
That,
until the
okay,
wind takes it
and I,
down.
you know, I took into consideration what you know, that, and I said, well, if it was, you know, you don't wanna give someone so much leeway, I said, look, I understand, because my car got ruined, I mean, you know what it's like, and I can understand their plight, but if they can keep it up all year round, well, then that's not fair to the neighbors. So, I was looking online and I saw, actually, it's in my car, it was, I had it, I looked at it, I'm like, another, I guess a solution to it, it's either $250 or $300, and it's actually an umbrella for a car. It sits in the car, and this is the problem that he has, this will take care of it. It's literally an umbrella for the car, where you take it off, you collapse it, you can literally fit in your trunk. So I don't know if that's something you want to pass along to them. I have it in my car, I can email it to you. It's, you know, I'm just trying to find a solution, so the neighbor's not upset, like that was brought up at the same time.
But is the umbrella gonna become a permanent?
Well, no, it's literally, it sits
To
in the car,
move
you
it, to
can't
move the
drive it.
car, you gotta move the
You
umbrella.
gotta take it off your car and then it just collapses. I mean,
It's-
it's almost like a sunshade, but it's just, you know, personally, I was wrong because like I have dimples all over the top of my car.
It's like-
So,
The
yeah,
question is,
and,
can he or can he not do it? He can't, right?
If it's, so the car cover, I don't think you can do.
Okay.
But this umbrella thing, if it's an attachment to the car, I'm not.
it literally sits on the car. It sits on the rear windshield and the front windshield. It's,
I guess what John's saying is if you can put a cover over your car, people cover their cars, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want my car.
well, I'm not
driven
saying, I'm.
No, you can.
No,
So
I
there's
don't realize that.
same-
I'm just
same
saying this is
logic.
something that's just good for 3
Yeah.
months of the year where, you know, just to stop the damage. I mean, that'll serve the same purpose. If that's what he wants to do, is to protect his car from damage, I agree. This is a perfect solution where you're not gonna have a problem with the neighbor putting up this whole structure, to avoid that problem. So, you know, what we talked about, I took into consideration, that's just in 3 months, but is it gonna stay forever? What are the chances? But I just did a little,
Okay.
I looked and I was just like, you know, there's gotta be there's got an answer, and this is what I came up with, and I think it's a great alternative. I have it,
Why
Joe,
don't
I
you give
can.
that to Cindy and she can give him the
Okay,
option.
you got it. It's,
Okay.
I wish I brought it in, I thought I had it in this, in my mobile, but I don't. It's on my front seat.
Local law 183, Jeff sent you that? We're gonna do that in June, right?
Yes.
Okay, so we're gonna table that to
3 months
June?
set to go.
Also in June, we're also going to be reviewing the stuff that Roger Flood gave us for the tree committee and the oil policy, so.